And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
I'm going to file a defamation lawsuit against Josh Hokit. What he said isn't just insulting to me personally. It goes far beyond that. It's degrading and it contributes to harmful stereotypes about Black women as a whole. My husband and I have always stood for equality, and we've consistently tried to support the idea of building an America where everyone is treated fairly, with dignity and real freedom for all. So for this kind of language to be said, especially at the White House, during the celebration of America's 250th anniversary, is deeply disappointing. It reinforces damaging narratives, and it's completely unacceptable and disrespectful.
I was just thinking about it, but like, I wonder how much Josh Hokit is going to lose out on like brand endorsements, sponsorships, and just any type of money outside of the UFC. Like, yes, all the controversial things he says are going to grow his brand inside the UFC. He's probably going to make a shit ton more money in the UFC than most people who have a similar amount of fights. Like, that's just how it is, because he sells fights like a motherfucker, because a lot of people do not like the dude. But the thing is, like, a lot of these UFC fighters are making double what they make in the UFC from sponsorships, or even more than that. I wouldn't be surprised if guys were making 5 or 10 times what they make in the UFC based off sponsorships. And there's going to be this influx of new fighters trying to recreate what Josh Hokit did, like, and be just controversial just for the sake of doing it so they can extend their UFC career or even just get to the UFC. But you have to think about like the White House card. Like, Josh Hokit used it as a chance to be even more controversial, to get people talking about him. But he could have used it as a way to grow his brand and market himself so that he is like a good sellable thing for fucking brands, you know, to get all these sponsorships, to get all this money. And like, he might lose out on a ton of money in the end, even though he's making more money from the UFC.
What is Josh Hokit's deal?
He found his like little niche, and it's like this multiple split character. It's working for him. People are talking about him. It's getting him views. Like, you look at all of the interviews he does, and he gets on the press conference. Like, what are we even talking about? Yeah. But everyone's watching.
Josh Hokit is losing donors after mocking Michelle Obama. Companies are saying, we are not going to affiliate with that guy because of his act. He thought that he would gain fame after mocking the former First Lady, but now everything is backlash. Everything has backrashed.
And obviously, Barack and Michelle Obama are public figures. And when you're a public figure, I mean, you guys know, it's part of the gig. But what I don't like, first of all, former First Lady of the United States, number one. Number two, a wife, a mother. It's gross, inappropriate, the timing of it and everything. Obviously not the opinion of the UFC and not my opinion or anybody else that fought on that card. And it was a really unfortunate thing to happen that night. When you hit this grand slam home run and have a perfect event in every way that it could be, you got a moronic, you know, it just, ugh. But, you know, other than that, it was a great night.
Yeah,
what are you going to do? Left and right can both look at that. You can't tell me that everybody on the right went, yeah, she's a man. People were like, what an idiot. Anyway, I could.
We'll move on.
I could go mental on this show right now, but I won't. But it was just, it was gross. It was just, you know.
Okay, I'm seeing reports that Michelle Obama is suing Josh Hokit for defamation of character, but I haven't seen any credible evidence. Does anybody know or have any information on that? Because according to reports or rumors, Michelle Obama filed a lawsuit against Josh Hokit supporting Black women through the Obama Foundation, which would be great, which would support basically mental health, job training, and anti-harassment programs for Black African-American women. And that would be fucking great if she actually sues him for defamation of character. I mean, he fucking deserves it. I mean, it's such bullshit. The whole circus was in town in Washington, D.C. while Trump slept. And where's malaria? Malaria is nowhere to be found. I mean, it's a fucking joke. And then the fact that he's profiting off of it, he I mean, we're the laughing stock of the world right now. And people support this shit? Come on. God bless America.
Guess how much Josh Hokit lost after insulting First Lady Michelle Obama? Josh Hokit showed elite athletic talent from a young age. At 6, he became a U.S. youth wrestling champion. In high school, he won the 2016 CIF California State Championship, ranked number 3 nationally, and was also a key football player. He turned down top wrestling scholarships because Drexel University had no football program, and instead joined Fresno State as a walk-on. In college, he placed 5th at the NCAA Wrestling Championships and became an All-American, Fresno State's first in 16 years. After graduation, he signed with the NFL's San Francisco 49ers as an undrafted free agent but was cut within 2 years, later moving into MMA. With his wrestling background, he built a winning streak in Bellator and LFA, and in 2025 earned a UFC contract through Dana White's Contender Series. At the White House Freedom 250 event, he defeated Derek Lewis and entered the heavyweight top 5. He was set for major income growth from fights and endorsements, but after a controversial interview involving First Lady Michelle Obama, backlash led to multiple sponsors pulling out within 24 hours. The incident is estimated to have cost him over $1.5 million in direct and indirect income, leaving his net worth at around $1 million.
See, we don't have to listen. In fact, we enjoy it when you're upset. That guy is a troll. He showed up at the weigh-in pretending he was drunk and was throwing up applesauce as a fake pretense because he was pretending he was scared. That's called a troll. We get it. Not our fault if you don't. He knows it's going to upset you. He's a troll. You give a mic to a troll.
Some standards.
Well,
that was
vote for Plattner.
That's what his point was. Emily, give us a final word. We have to be quick.
You lost your credibility.
Yeah.
In America, we speak English because that is the language of our founding, and for 1,000 years, that has been the language of freedom. An American always wants peace and order, but we will never shrink from danger or threat. We will always fight, 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 and win, win, win. We got to do that.
And I commit to every Republican here tonight that I will not only seek out your ideas, I will seek to work with you to make this country stronger.
I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do.
If you share the broad vision I outlined tonight, I ask you to join me in the work at hand. If you disagree with parts of it, I hope you'll at least work with me where you do agree.
These people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Understand, a better politics isn't one where Democrats abandon their agenda or Republicans simply embrace mine. A better politics is one where we appeal to each other's basic decency instead of our basest fears. A better politics is one where we debate without demonizing each other.
We take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country.
For all our blind spots and shortcomings, we are a people with the strength and generosity of spirit to bridge divides, to unite in common effort. We are still more than a collection of red states and blue states, that we are the United States of America.
In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
Do you believe President Trump is a racist?
Yeah, no question.
How can you say that?
When you look at the words that he uses, which are historic dog whistles of white supremacy, when you look at how he reacted to the Charlottesville incident where neo-Nazis murdered a woman versus how he manufactures crises like immigrants seeking legal refuge on our borders, it's night and day.
Finally, someone had the courage to do the right thing. The head of the UFC, Dan White, fired Josh Hokit for using hate speech on company time. And while we can't expect the same kind of behavior from, let's say, the president or the vice president to even condemn that behavior or offer up an apology for not speaking up sooner, don't expect it from them. Because the actual president of the United States is the reason he said that. The actual president of the United States is the person who validated that hate speech use, because he depicted the former First Family as apes, and you all laughed. So you're all complicit, you're all accomplices, Whenever you defend this behavior, whenever you laugh along, you're a part of the problem.
I don't give a fuck that he said it. It was just an odd choice of you're on that type of stage and you can say anything you want to the masses. And that's the most entertaining thing you can think of. That's where your mind went. You couldn't think of anything more creative than that. It wasn't like I was clutching my pearls like, oh my God, like a lot of the left is doing. But it was just like, that's the best you could think of? Is that? Like, I thought he was about to say something,
If Josh Hokit loses to Derek Lewis, just cut him from the UFC. I think I am on board with that. This whole gimmick just continues to go too far. It's not entertaining. I understood the message when he started it, but even Dana White's like rolling his eyes at press conferences. He pretended to be drunk or was hungover when he stepped on the scale this morning and was like throwing up on himself. I'm assuming it was fake vomit, but like, what are we doing? The thing is, too, the amount of stuff he has said, if he falls short to Derek Lewis, like, I don't think there's much coming back from that despite him being 8-0 right now. We just see this a lot in the UFC. Guys feel like they have to platform themselves to get bigger opportunities. And in a way, it was working for him, but I think it has run his course a little bit. And I think even Dana White and the entirety of the UFC are getting kind of fed up with whatever bit this may be. Like, people compare this to Colby Covington, but I don't even know if Colby Covington reached this extent of where people's frustration came. Like, I would love to hear people's thoughts. Like, is this funny? Do people find this entertaining in any word of the capacity? Like, I just don't see it being helpful for promotions. Let me know your thoughts down below.
It's funny because I'm a democratic socialist. People automatically assume I want to abolish prisons and police officers, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We need prisons because where else are we going to put Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, Pam Bondi, Benjamin Netanyahu, and every other disgusting ICE Nazi traitor when all is said and done?
Well, guys, the plot thickens. All right? Now, y'all know we got to hit them where it hurts the most, and that's where their pocket get their money. So it's been reported, y'all. It's been reported that Barack Obama, the legendary Barack Obama, has filed a lawsuit against Josh Hokit, whatever his name is, I don't care, against him for defamation of character against his beautiful wife, Michelle Obama. Y'all know what he said. He was out of line for that. They hitting it where it hurts. Y'all, they have put a freeze on all of his funds, all of his accounts, a freeze. So that means he can't get nothing. And then on top of that, with this case, when they win the case, all of the proceeds towards this case is going to go to foundations that is presented by the Barack Obama Foundation. That means it's going to go to the black community. It's going to go to, the women universities. They're going to give back where it's actually deserved and needed. It's been reported, y'all. So y'all know we don't play games when it comes down to this kind of stuff. And they've been talking about these people. They've been talking about the Obamas for a long time, and the Obamas do not bother nobody. But now they fed up, and I don't blame them. So guess what? I'm rocking with them. I can't wait to see this outcome. Y'all share y'all thoughts.
Josh, there's a lot of fans online that want to see Curtis Blades win. What's your message to those fans, and do you enjoy playing the villain?
They will ask why I gave a black guy a black eye. The simple answer is I'm full of hate because Curtis Blades was involved in Pizzagate. You sick bastard, you will pay. Am I right, Miami?
The truth about Josh Hokit is he's overrated.
That nigga sucks.
He really hasn't been tested well in the heavyweight division, and that's honestly not saying much because that division is so garbage. There's only a few good guys: Cyril Gane, Tom Aspinall, Alex Pereira. That's pretty much it. His best fight was Curtis Blades, and Derek Lewis wasn't a challenge at all. Derek Lewis is on his way out. He's just fighting for money. He fucking gets gas. If he can't get that knockout punch, he quits. He's just a heavyweight Terrence McKinney. So I don't think he's really been tested. And the thing is, he's got outstruck by Curtis Blades. He landed maybe bigger shots, but Curtis Blades is not even a striker like that. He's a wrestler. So I think he needs to fight somebody who has real heavyweight power, and he'll get exposed. Like that, all that like showboating and all that taunting, like that shit's gonna get his ass knocked out by an actual skilled heavyweight, an actual fighter who really knows how to fight, who's more well-rounded than just, fucking Derek Lewis. And I mean, Curtis Blades gave him his best fight. Curtis Blades is not a bad fighter, but he's not somebody I look at and see future champion, or will amount to anything in the heavyweight division. He's going to be a top 5, maybe now I'll say top 10 gatekeeper, you know. But the thing is, it's just like I said, heavyweight is really not good. I just felt like he was able to get into a division where it's not as talented, you know. If he were to fight in light heavyweight, or if he were to make it to the middleweight, which, you know, he's a big guy, so I don't think he's going to go, he wouldn't go that far down. He would get exposed by a lot of really, you know, a lot of skilled strikers, a lot of skilled grapplers. Like, you know, I know he was trolling on the armbar with Derek Lewis, but he didn't show no type of technique on that shit. And you know, I just really don't see the hype behind Josh Hokit besides his gimmick, and he says a bunch of like out of pocket shit, and you know, a lot of like, you know, dumbass people flock to that shit. But I just it's just all fake to me. I think he will get exposed once he fights an actual, real talented fighter.
No one realized that Josh Hokit lost tens of millions of dollars in less than 12 hours after disparaging Michelle Obama. Hokit won the boxing match at Trump's birthday party on the White House lawn. However, his post-match comments, which attempted to gain attention by belittling Michelle Obama, not only drew widespread condemnation, but also cost him tens of millions of dollars. First, his inappropriate remarks directly destroyed his commercial reputation, causing several sponsors who had initially approached him to quickly withdraw their offers. This not only directly erased his future brand endorsements worth millions of dollars, but also directly affected his original commercial endorsements. Secondly, as a newcomer who has fought 4 times in the UFC, he could have received a higher salary contract after this victory. However, this public opinion crisis has directly blocked his future promotion path and also led to his isolation by all the senior executives in the industry. Finally, due to UFC's commercial reputation considerations, he is very likely to face suspension or being sidelined. Although the UFC has a culture of free speech, Dana White not only publicly condemned Hokit's vulgar remarks, but also canceled a new contract with him for 8 fights, directly causing him approximately $6 million in financial loss.
Josh Hokit has reacted to Dana White calling him out for his Michelle Obama comments. The UFC White House card was controversial for several reasons, but Josh's post-match interview quickly became one of the biggest talking points. After winning his match on the South Lawn of the White House, Josh called her a guy. Obviously, the comment was met with a mixed reaction in the crowd and quickly sparked backlash online. A lot of people blame Dana White for letting it happen, but Dana publicly distanced himself from Josh's remarks. In a new interview, he called the comments inappropriate and moronic, adding, "It's obviously not the opinion of the organization. It was a really unfortunate thing to happen that night." Now Josh has responded. He commented under a video of Dana's remarks and wrote, "Is that how you really feel?" I actually think Josh is trying to suggest Dana only said all that because of the backlash, but to me, that response completely misses the point. Instead of addressing what he actually said, he's turned this into a feud with Dana. Honestly, calling out someone so powerful like that is a bold move, and I'll be surprised if Dana lets it slide. But before you go, I want to know, do you think Josh should be removed from the UFC?
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.